Project Management Insights, providing project managers with professional development in the interpersonal skills areas of leadership, team building, and communication. Hi, welcome to this week's podcast episode. Before I get started, I just wanted to make you aware that I've also started a new webinar series, and it's going to be a weekly webinar, and the upcoming webinar this week is where we'll dive into how to identify all of your project stakeholders. This particular how to identify and engage with your project stakeholders is one of the reasons that projects fail, according to Callum Consulting survey that's been completed. And what I'm going to do over the next few weeks is dive into some of these issues, because in my own experience they do create problems and have an impact on your ability to be successful in your projects. So why not come and join me for this week's, the very first webinar on how to identify all of your project stakeholders. If you go to the website, you will find the link there to be able to sign up, and I look forward to having you on the webinar with me, where you can ask any questions that you might have about what it is that we talk about in the webinar. Okay, so let's get into this week's episode. And the topic for this week is, are you a bad project manager? I went for a list of the things that I consider and the things that I've realized myself make me a bad project manager. So let's have a look at that list. You're a bad project manager if you don't monitor your risks. You're creating a problem for yourself and the total outcome for the team if you don't consider that risks are important. And I see that it's a project manager's role to understand and manage all of the risks on a project. You are a bad project manager if you ignore issues. Issues are those little reminders and things that allow us to see whether we fully understand the scope of the work that we're doing and what it is we're supposed to be delivering. It's showing us things that we may not even have been aware of initially when we've done our requirements gathering or business case writing. And so issues are a very important piece of the puzzle that is our project. And so if you ignore them, you're not being the project manager that is fully across their project. You are a bad project manager if you never praise your team. Praise is something that comes back tenfold when you are managing a team of people, and the best thing that you can learn to do as a project manager is to praise your team. And by praise your team, it's as simple as saying thank you. It's invaluable, and you will realize how quickly things turn around in terms of relationships and output and efficiency if you simply learn to praise your team. You are a bad project manager if you wish your stakeholders didn't exist. I've been in that space myself of having some of the most monstrous, horrible, in my words, or my own thoughts and ideas, stakeholders who cause me nothing but trouble. And so you're a bad project manager if you wish those stakeholders didn't exist, because they are the most valuable people for your project. They're the ones that are going to show you where you're not engaging, where you're not understanding, where you're not across what needs to be across. So those problem stakeholders, they're the best people you can have on your project. And they are the people that you really need to engage with and bring on side, make your friends, is they will help your project succeed and be your advocates if you can learn to do that. You are a bad project manager if you never answer emails. We all know what it's like when we get busy and our inbox is so full that we don't know where to start, and yet someone's asked a simple question and we leave it because we've got too many other more important things to do. That's not being a valuable project manager and managing the project. Those emails are the ones that need to be answered just as much as the ones that you think are important. You are a bad project manager if you always get aggressive in team meetings. This is very easy to do when you are stressed, feeling overwhelmed with everything that needs to be done, and you go into a team meeting and there's nothing but conflict, problems. People are telling you why it can't be done, how they're not able to deliver, and that's all you hear. And it's easy for you to react and become aggressive in those meetings. Guess what? It's not helping you and it's not helping the team. So it's about learning how to manage your reaction to what you're hearing or what you're believing you're hearing. And there are ways and means to do that ensure that you do engage rather than becoming aggressive. You are a bad project manager if you do not engage with your subject matter experts. These SMEs are very important people in your project. They are the ones with the understanding of the business, and this is especially true if you've come into the project or onto the project as an external project manager from outside the business. These subject matter experts will help you and help you clarify issues or help you clarify understanding of process or the way things work or what might be missing. They are very, very valuable people a very, very valuable person on any project. So don't ignore them, engage with them. Your SMEs are valuable to you. You are a bad project manager if you treat technical experts as useless. And I've seen this happen. There's someone with a lot of technical knowledge and they're only able to speak tech language, and you don't understand the tech language, and so there are times when they feel like they're the most useless person around because you're speaking Martian, they're speaking Saturnian, and you're just not able to understand each other. Well, these people have a lot of knowledge and information that is very useful to you. And the best thing that you can do is to learn how to speak their language or how to translate their language into what you want. And it's about helping educate them into how to do that for you. Or find someone that can be that advocate. Find someone that can be that intermediary. Find someone that can help you speak their language so that you gain the knowledge and information from them that they have available. What I've found is that I very quickly become an expert in something by engaging with these technical people and asking them about what they do and how they operate and how things work. And you would be amazed at how willing they are to share their knowledge with you if you're open enough to not treat them as if they are useless. You are a bad project manager if you overwork your team. Everyone needs downtime. Yes, you have a project deadline, and your team will be more efficient if you help them to be focused, remain focused, and engaged in the activities and the tasks that need to be completed. And by overworking them, you won't do that, because what will happen is they will become so tired and stressed and overwhelmed themselves that you won't be getting the best out of them. So learn what it means to balance out the work-life balance or the downtime work balance that's required in order to make your team as effective and efficient as possible. You are a bad project manager if you yourself are constantly stressed. This doesn't help anybody. It certainly doesn't help you, and it doesn't help the team overall, and it is a detriment to the project. So learn when you are stressed, what do you need to do in order to combat your own stress and manage that? Stress is a sense of not feeling in control. So what do you need to do to feel back in control so that you're managing what is needed for the project? And remember that there's always delegation. That might be difficult for you, and it will help you overall. So learn to be a delegator. It's the best thing that you can do to manage your own stress levels. You are a bad project manager if you hate managing projects and only do it for the money. Believe me, I've seen people that sit in this space, and to me, they're never really focused on the outcome. They're only there to fill a space, and they don't want to work with the team. They're not really interested in the outcome of the project or delivering the successful outcome for the project. And so why are you there? If that's what you're doing, go and get some support to understand what it is that you really want to be doing. Don't be a project manager just for the sake of it. Be passionate about it and enjoy what you're doing. And if you do that, then you will be a good project manager, and you will ensure that your project is delivered successfully every time. You are a bad project manager if project failure is okay for you. One of the things that's true for me is that I have never ever gone into a project believing that it's okay for the project to fail. The exact opposite's been true. I've walked into every project wanting the project to succeed, and I have then been asking the questions, how can we make this succeed, all the time? If project success is your goal and project success is what you work towards, then you will succeed. You will find the ways to deal with those problems that come up, to manage those difficult stakeholders, to ensure that you have your team on side and working with you and totally for the project. And so failure won't be an option. Success will be the only thing that's possible for you and your project team. So think about each of these particular things that I've highlighted today and notice if there are any of those that are true for you. And there are ways to change these ways of operating, these habits, these ways of operating as a person with a team, and you do that and you then will be a fantastic project manager who is all about delivering and successful delivering, working with a team. Until next week. Thank you for listening to this Project Management Insights podcast. Be sure to visit projectmanagementinsight.com and sign up for our monthly newsletter or to receive updates on upcoming training.